It's not really a pipe. It's a fireworks display. It's the 4th of July, you know. Hey, great time will be had by all. Here in Vancouver, USA, we have the biggest fireworks display on the West Coast. Except this year we won't have it. It has to do with the economy, I'm told. So, I guess I won't talk about our big fireworks display this year. It's been a rough week. I actually had a video made that I just didn't upload. That's rare that I do that. It had to do with all of the people that have died this past week. I mean, it started with Ed McMahon, Farrah Fawcett, and then Michael Jackson, and then Billy May. All people I knew from television, but I had not interviewed any one of them. There must be a significance there. I don't know what it is. Of those, Michael Jackson, he was, you know, a superstar. I mean, of the highest class of superstar. Everybody's interested about Michael, and there were so many stories. The tragedy, of course, is that he died way too young. We say that all of the time. But in his case, there has to be more to the story. But I watch the rehearsal for that concert. What talent. I hope that he's buried at Neverland. And I hope also that that becomes like Graceland. Because even though Michael's star has gone out, it's like one of those stars in the heavens. They go out, but when we look, we still see them. And I think he will be seen for many, many, many years to come. I could go on, talking about the bad things and what we worried about with Michael. I just don't know. I guess we may never really know. But the one thing we do know for sure is his talent was exceptional. And it's no light comment to say that he may have been the greatest entertainer that ever lived, because he has to be considered in that list of greatest entertainers that ever lived. So, we're left with the 4th of July, and I have some 4th of July stories I thought I would share with you. It's the time for kids and dogs, the 4th of July, I think. I remember we tied the boat up at St. Helens at an island. It's called Sand Island. And as I'm tying the mooring line onto the dock, I notice a sign posted on one of the pilings, and it says, "Absolutely no fireworks, $500 fine. You will be escorted off the island." I don't know, it seemed very serious. I'd never seen such a serious warning. Probably has to do with fire trucks getting to the island, since it's all surrounded by water. So I turned to Benjamin, my Benjamin, now detached, but I love very much, and I said, "Benjamin, we don't have any fireworks on the vessel, do we?" Benjamin, in his very businessman voice, with his businessman look, said, "There are no fireworks on this vessel." So I knew there were no fireworks on the vessel. So I relaxed, and I was playing with the shortwave radio later in the afternoon. I do that at home, and I do it out on the boat. It's because it's a hobby. And I look out the window. Actually, it's a porthole on the boat. And I see baby Benjamin, just able to walk, coming up the trail. And he has two of the largest sparklers I have ever seen, one in both hands. And they're sparkling, they're ignited. And he's walking towards the boat. And I happen to notice, I notice these things, two deputy sheriffs, I can tell by the uniforms because I watched that cops program, right behind Benjamin, following him. The three of them were coming into the dock. So I figured Benjamin will handle it, but Benjamin wasn't there. So I'm looking for a bag, because I know hyperventilation is a terrible way to die. And the paper bag is how I can save myself from this fate. I go out. I have to face them. The policemen say, "Do you know this boy?" They have their ticket book in hand and a pen. I look at Benjamin. Yeah, I kind of know him. But we have no fireworks. The kid does. So after an intensive inquisition, it's determined that illegal firework givers had given young Benjamin the fireworks. And I can remember little Benjamin walking away from the dock with the two police officers. And I heard him say, "Woof, woof." That's what he called our dog, Woof, woof. I don't know exactly what happened. They brought Benjamin back. We didn't get a ticket. And Benjamin's words were really rather limited. Well, we didn't get a ticket. And then another story involving dogs. It was a black lab that I had a number of years ago when I had the kids here. His name was Sugar Sherlock, and Sugar Sherlock was a she, but we always called him a he. I don't know why. I probably confused the dog. We had bought a big box of fireworks. And the most dynamic firework in that box was called the Fountain of Power. We'd saved it for the end of the show. And when the kid lit it, we all ran and took cover. But from behind a bush, Sugar Sherlock, who'd watched the entire show, decided to make her move, and she pounced. It was just a streak of black across the horizon. Sugar Sherlock grabbed the Fountain of Power at the base and took off running with all the kids and everybody screaming and yelling, following her. Sugar headed to the top of a small hill and turned and faced us. At that point, the dog, standing like a statue, the Fountain of Power ignited. There were sparks, flames shooting out of the dog's mouth. And the dog stood motionless there on top of the hill. And when it went out, the dog dropped it and said, "Woof." It was a muted wolf that I'd never heard from Sugar Sherlock before. And like a wolf with her tail tucked between her legs, she came running to us. Ah, that was the 4th of July I shan't forget. And every 4th of July, the memory of that dog standing like a statue, with the flames spewing out of its mouth, and its muted wolf. I'm not sure what that meant, but I think it may have something to do with a warning to everybody. If you're going to have a fireworks display, don't let the dog set off the fireworks. Have a good 4th of July, if you will excuse me.